Namaste everybody. We are now in the 28th part of the Mahabharata series in which I am going to show you another anomaly. Earlier we talked about Trayodashi Amavasya. Now the next one, the phase that followed that was a Pournami in Trayodashi tithi. That's what the Vyasa tells Dhritarashtra. See, this is the verse. The two verses are given together by Vyasa. In the first verse, he says Chaturdashi, Panchadashi, Bodhapurvam, Shodashim. I have seen all that, but I have never na abhijnanami Amavasyam Trayodashi. That we already explained. That is in Trayodashi Tithi, Amavasya had occurred, which could never happen, but it occurred. But following that, he says Chandra Surya Ubhav Grastav Yakamasya Trayodashi. Chandra, Surya, Ubhav, both of them Grastav. They caught each other or they covered each other on a Yakamasya in a single month on Trayodashi. And then let's see the meaning of it before going further. The meaning, the split up meaning. Chandra Surya, Chandra and Surya two only. Surya means it is in dual vachana or dvivachana. Ubhav, both of them, once again dvivachana. Grastav, once again in dvivachana. Only Chandra and Surya are doing the grasta, that is catching or covering each other, approaching each other, or showing or opposite to each other in the Ekamasa, in a single month. Trayodashi, Aparvani. Once again, Aparvani means out of season or it cannot happen. Normally, it cannot happen in Trayodashi, but it happened in Trayodashi. What happened in Trayodashi? Chandra Surya coming, opposite to each other or placed against each other has happened. That placing against each other is a Pournami. And here you have to see what is that Ekamasi. A Masa in lunar month or solar month, that doubt will come to you. In the case of the lunar month, the month starts after Amavasya. For example, we saw the Trayodashi Amavasya, right? So that happened in Kartika month. So the next day was Shukla Pratama. That will be different month. That will be Margashira month. So in that Margashira month only, when the moon is going, it is coming back forming full moon with that in Trayodashi Tithi. So that cannot be in the Ekamasa because that is in the Margashira lunar month. So here the Ekamasa therefore should mean this solar month only, solar month of Kartika. And this is causing fear. People will be destroyed. Why should he say that? Because this is unnatural. Something unnatural happens in the cosmos with reference to the moon. Then you will be naturally worried what is going to happen to the earth, whether there will be a collision or anything happening to the earth from the outside. So based on the Arthapatti, you have to decide where it was told. There are actually many people have ignored this. Some people have talked about this Ekamase and they were very confused. And some researchers have taken this as twin eclipses. But you can see there is absolutely no mention of any eclipse or no possibility of any eclipse at all. It talks about an anomaly of Amavasya happening on a Trayodashi, followed by Pournami occurring on a Trayodashi. So this cannot be simulated in any even astrology simulator or astronomy simulator. Nothing can simulate it. This one you have to understand by going through the meaning and the implications of it. And what is that implication? It is the after effect of the Dhumaketu Mahagoraha Pushyam Makramya Tishtati and the Pushya Nakshatra Dhumaketu. On that day it just disappeared. What happened to that Dhumaketu? So Dhumaketu has splintered and its fragments had fallen on the earth and the moon that had caused the moon to just move from its original position a little bit, because of which the moon has come forward a little faster and that fastness has just been maintained. So you have the Trayodashi Amavasya and also Trayodashi Paurnami. That is what has happened. That is being implied by Arthapatti. You are understanding that. Let me explain it by means of an illustration. I am showing you the zodiac. Starting from Aries or Mesha, it is coming in the clockwise direction. That is, the sun and the moon are moving in the clockwise direction. So the sun has come to Kartika and Masa. This is Vrishchika or Scorpio Lagna. There, the Trayodashi Tithi was created. How it was created? Say, I'm showing you the red one as the ecliptic and the blue dotted one as the lunar orbit. When the moon was crossing Pushya Nakshatra, some broken pieces of a comet had hit the moon. Because of that, it was just rattled. It was just vibrating and it had just rattled or trembled or just pushed into a new position. That is why the Rahu has changed. from R1 to R2. So that put moon into a faster, it has been put faster on a faster pace, and it just moved forward very quickly. That is why it was able to form Triyodasi, that is Amavasya on Triyodasi itself. And what has happened, that fastness, that is the impact of that hit had still be there on the moon, that the moon, when it just went along its way further, it made the full moon, but it made full moon in such a way that when sun continued to be there in the same rasi, normally when it goes on its normal phase, the sun would have moved here, then the Pournami angle would have been here this way, from Taurus to this Dhanur Rashi. But here it was still in Scorpio, that is in the Vrishchika Rasi. And then at that time, the Trayodashi, that means in the Kritika Nakshatra itself, it had happened, or within the Mesha Rasi itself, it had happened. So this is something odd in nature. So Paurnami occurred in Trayodashi. That's what Vyasa says in the second verse by saying Ekamase Trayodashim Aparvani. That's what is meant by this. And before going further into the details, let's understand the implication of it. See, in the Amavasyam Triyodashi, two tithis were lost. And in Paurnamim Triyodashi, two tithis were lost. So totally there are loss of four tithis, perhaps. And then this is the Mahabharata calendar that we had when Bhishma was waiting for the Uttarayana in the next year. It should have been in the Shukla Paksha Triyodashi. And these four tithis, since they were lost, what happened? Bhishma must have reduced these four tithis, and that is why he has said the Uttarayana should be taken on Shukla Ashtami, not on Shukla Trayodashi. The reason for the change and why he has changed, that was decided by Bhishma. And that change, that is because you remember in those days in the 5-year yoga, the exact position of the sun's movement is not taken into consideration, but they take into consideration the Amavasya, Paurnami, and the position of the sun and the moon, and the seven tithis, and then 18 stars. Like this, they have to count. So by that, he has deducted four tithis from the regular one to adjust the loss of the tithis at that time in the Kartika Masa. So by this, we are coming to the end of the part of part 28. And in the next part, we will further discuss another related verse regarding the Paurnami in the Kartika month. And before taking leave, I just request you to share this very vital video. This is very important. This is someday the scientific world is going to find out that. But this has been recorded in our Mahabharata, showing that Mahabharata is a truly written, a old manuscript. And so I request you to share it widely with your friends. Thank you.